got $10,000, cash, burning a hole in your pocket. And somebody, probably your uncle, probably a guy in a Facebook group, just told you to buy a reliable sedan. Something practical, something sensible. Don't listen to them. Because right now, in 2026, there are 3 sports cars sitting on used car lots and marketplace listings that the market is completely sleeping on. Cars that make you feel something every single time you turn the key. Cars that grin when the road gets twisty. Cars that for under 10 grand will deliver more driving enjoyment per dollar than almost anything else with 4 wheels. The problem, most buyers walk right past them. They don't know what they're looking at. Today, we fix that. These aren't grocery getter recommendations. These are real sports cars. Cars with weight distribution dialed in by engineers who cared. Cars with steering that talks to you. Cars that were born on racetracks and sold to the public for a fraction of what they were worth. And now, used, they're an absolute goldmine. Let's go. Number 3, Ford Mustang V6 2011 to 2014. The sports car with the reputation tax working in your favor. The base Mustang V6. Already hear the groaning. Stay with it, because by the end of this, that reaction is exactly why this car is one of the most underrated performance deals on the used market. And the same story plays out with every car on this list. The market overlooks them, the buyers walk past, and the people who know what they're looking at drive away with a gold mine. Here's the context. In 2011, Ford completely redesigned the Mustang and dropped a brand new 3.7-liter V6 into the base slot. Not an old pushrod 6, not an afterthought engine, a modern twin-independent variable camshaft timing V6 making 305 horsepower. 305 horsepower from the base Mustang. For comparison, the legendary 2001 Mustang GT made 260 horsepower, and people called it a muscle car. This V6 makes 45 more and weighs about the same. So why does nobody want it? Because the badge says V6, and in the Mustang world, that stigma still carries from the 1990s 4-cylinder era. That stigma is outdated by about 15 years, and it's working directly in your favor. The 2011 to 2014 V6 Mustang will run the quarter mile in the high 13-second range. It pulls from 60 to 120 with genuine authority. It sounds deeper and more muscular than you'd expect from a 6-cylinder. And because ego-driven badge loyalty keeps buyers away, clean low-mileage examples sit between $7,500 and $10,000 all day long. The driving experience is classic Mustang. Rear-wheel drive, long hood, short deck, and a manual gearbox that rewards a confident hand. It's not a precision handler. The live rear axle setup on pre-2015 cars has its own character, but that character is part of the appeal. It slides, it rotates, it feels alive in a way that modern electronically managed everything does not. It's rear-wheel drive, it's 305 horsepower, it's under $10,000, and it looks like a car that costs twice as much parked in your driveway. The 3.7 V6 is essentially bulletproof. Ford ran versions of this engine across multiple platforms with a strong reliability record. What to watch for? High mileage examples with deferred maintenance. Check the coolant condition, look for oil sludge on the cap, and make sure the transmission shifts cleanly through every gear. Brakes and rear axle seals are common wear items, but cheap to fix. The aftermarket is enormous. Parts are easy to find and affordable. When shopping, prioritize clean history, no accidents, and a car that was clearly maintained. The premium trim tends to attract more careful buyers. Manual only. If you want raw American rear-wheel drive power, a style that still turns heads, and a parts ecosystem that makes ownership easy, all under 10 grand, the V6 Mustang delivers everything the GT promises at a fraction of the cost. Budget, $7,500 to $10,000. Number 2. Subaru BRZ or Scion FR-S, the sports coupe that got unfairly dismissed. When this car launched in 2012, the automotive world paid attention. A lightweight rear-wheel drive coupe co-developed by Toyota and Subaru. Near 90-53-47 weight distribution. A naturally aspirated flat-4 engine sitting as low in the chassis as physically possible. A less price under $26,000. People called it the return of the driver's car. And then, a certain group of buyers decided 200 horsepower wasn't enough, not fast enough in a straight line. So, they moved on, and left one of the best-handling sports cars of the 2010s sitting on the used market, depreciating quietly, waiting for someone to notice. The BRZ and FR-S are the same car, with minor trim differences. Subaru badge or Toyota badge doesn't matter. What matters is what's underneath. The 2.0-liter boxer engine produces 200 horsepower and sits extremely low, keeping the center of gravity closer to the ground than almost any car at this price. The 6-speed manual is direct and satisfying. The chassis is stiff, no flex, no slop. And the result of it all is a car that corners with a precision you simply do not find under $10,000. The steering, especially on early models with the hydraulic rack, is genuinely excellent. Load the suspension up in a corner and the car does exactly what you ask. Every time. It doesn't wander, it doesn't fight you, it rotates cleanly and rewards smooth inputs. Is 200 horsepower enough? For canyon roads, for autocross, for the kind of driving most people actually do? Yes. The car never runs out of road before it runs out of power. Think about that for a second. Most people never actually use the full capability of a 400 horsepower car on public roads. But in a BRZ, you can. You can drive this thing at 9/10s on a real road without a license plate in your future. That's a feeling money struggles to buy. And if more power is the goal down the line, a simple tune or a bolt-on supercharger moves the needle without touching engine internals. Reliability is solid overall, but there's one thing to check without exception: oil consumption. Some early FA20 engines burn oil between changes. It's manageable, but you need to know going in. Pull the dipstick, check color and level. A compression test before buying is worth every peso. Otherwise, clutches last if the car wasn't abused, suspension parts are cheap, and the car is simple enough that nothing exotic goes wrong. When shopping, avoid heavily modified examples or anything that's clearly seen track days without maintenance records to match. Stick to 2013 or newer. The 2012 had a minor clutch engagement issue that was revised. Manual only. The automatic exists, but it's not the car being discussed here. The BRZ and FR-S got dismissed because people wanted a drag car. What they walked away from was a precision instrument. That's your opportunity. Budget $8,000 to $10,000. Number 1. Mazda MX-5 Miata, 2006 to 2015. The one that's always been the answer. Before moving on, the Miata deserves more than just reputation. It deserves context. Yes, everyone knows the name. Yes, the internet has made it a meme. But do you know what a 2006 to 2015 NC Miata actually costs right now? Solid, clean, running examples are sitting between $6,500 and $9,500, sometimes less. And here's the part that surprises almost everyone who actually drives one. It feels like a $30,000 sports car. The NC is the third-generation Miata, built from 2006 to 2015, and it's the sweet spot of the entire Miata lineup right now. The earlier NB is getting harder to find clean. The current ND still holds strong on price because it's newer. The NC, the market hasn't fully caught up to it yet. That window is still open. The engine is a 2.0-liter four-cylinder making around 158 horsepower. On paper, that sounds modest, but this car weighs 2,500 pounds. Every single one of those horsepower actually moves the car. There's no wasted mass here, no unnecessary weight. It's pure mechanical efficiency, and it shows the moment you start driving. The handling is, and this word is used carefully, perfect for real roads. Mazda engineered a 50-50 weight balance front to rear. The steering rack is direct and communicative. The front tires relay information constantly. Push into a corner and the car rotates naturally, predictably, like it's on a rail. The 6-speed manual gearbox is one of the best short-throw shifters available at any price point. Clicking through gears in this thing is genuinely joyful, in a way that's hard to describe until it's experienced. The reliability record of the NC Miata reads like a commuter car. The 2.0-liter engine is near bulletproof. Common issues are minor. The power steering can develop a small leak over time. Some early models had a VVT rattle on cold starts, and the soft top wears out if it wasn't maintained. None of these are expensive. None are unusual for a car this age. When shopping, prioritize the Touring or Grand Touring trim. Those come with a better suspension tune and the optional limited slip differential, which meaningfully improves the driving experience on twisty roads. Check for rust around the door sills and rear wheel arches, especially on cars from colder climates. Pop the top, verify the rear windows clear and the latches operate cleanly. Manual always over automatic. The Miata is number one on this list not because it's the flashiest choice or the most powerful. It's number one because nothing else at this price delivers this level of driving experience this consistently. It's been true for 30 years. It's still true now. And 10 years from now, when clean NC Miatas are selling for $15,000, the people who bought one today are going to look very smart. Budget, $6,500 to $9,500. Here's the quick breakdown. For the purest driving experience, the car that makes every single mile feel like an event, the Miata is the answer. It has always been the answer. Buy it without apology. For handling precision in a hardtop coupe with more interior space and a modern feel, the BRZ or FR-S, especially if rain is a regular factor. For raw power on a muscle car budget and the willingness to let V6 stigma work in your favor financially, the Mustang V6 is the play. All three sit between $7,000 and $10,000 in 2026. All three are going to be worth more in 5 years as clean examples become rarer, and all three will make the drive to work feel like something worth looking forward to. If this helped, subscribe so the next one lands in your feed. There's a video coming on exactly what to inspect before buying any used sports car, a checklist built specifically for enthusiast cars. And that one's worth catching before going shopping. Drop a comment, Miata, BRZ, or Mustang. Which one are you buying? Let's argue about it down below.